Once upon a time, Dronacharya, the spiritual master of the Pandavas and Kauravas, called upon Duryodhan and Yudhishthir. And the task was given, assignment was given. Duryodhan was given an assignment that you go and find out a person who is better than you. And Yudhishthir was given an assignment that you go and find out in the entire state a person who is less intelligent than you. Both of them tried their best and came back, and when reported, they reported to Dronacharya. Duryodhan said that I could not find anybody more intelligent than me. And Yudhishthir reported that I could not find anybody who is lesser than me. What actually depended on this report was the intention which they had. Because Yudhishthir had such great intention, he saw everything very nice and everybody as a more religious person than him. Because his intentions were good, he saw good intentions in others also. Whereas, on the other hand, Duryodhan, his intentions were bad, so he saw bad in others. So it's important that which kind of intentions we have. Intentions and crime has close relationships. Because the bad intentions, crime happens. And then in picture is the justice also. So in this world, there are three kinds of people who are followed by others, especially the youths. People who have a lot of money, people who have some bodily features, or like actors or cricketers. And the third one are the ones who have good amount of knowledge, maturity. When we talk of money, money goes away by the time passes. And at the end, money is snatched away. Similarly, about the bodily beauty or the skills related to the body, they also diminish slowly as the old age approaches. In fact, one of the most booming industry in the world today is the cosmetic industry, trying to patch up the old age. So the bodily related skills and ability also diminishes. But the knowledge, the maturity, the experience remains forever and is appreciated the most. So which one should be followed at a priority? The person who has a lot of money, or the person who has bodily characters, or the person who has maturity, knowledge, and character? What do you feel? Which one? First, second, or third? Third one, no, obviously. Now, when we talk about knowledge, there are a lot of departments, many departments about the knowledge. There are physics, chemistry, mathematics, law, embryology, biology. And when you talk about the knowledge from physical perspective, it talks that we are this material body. But if you see from spiritual viewpoint, it has a different identification. And assuming that we are standing on this stage in Bharatvarsh, in Gujarat, we assume that everybody knows that we are spirit souls. Now, Srila Prabhupada, our founder Acharya of ISKCON, he was at MIT, Massachusetts Institute of Technology. And there, a student asked a question about the spirit soul. So Srila Prabhupada pointed to his hand and asked that, what is that? And the student said, this is my hand. Similarly, this is my ear. And Srila Prabhupada asked, so where are you? And the boy couldn't answer. If we say, this is my hand, these are my glasses, this is my watch, this is my body, this is my hand, where is me? That in a subtle way gives indication that we are spirit souls, which we are all aware of, but hardly we act upon it. So there's a lot of talk going on about the justice externally. So many problems happening, so many crimes, the victims sometimes get justice, sometimes doesn't. But what about the internal justice? Is there any talk happening about this justice for the soul? We all want to be happy because spirit soul by nature is anandamaya abhyasat. It is blissful, happy by its inherent nature. But being in the material world, it is put in certain circumstances where it is not happy. Just like if we analyze the life, we all are tormented by 4 real problems of life. Any real problem of life is defined as something which is common to all, nobody wants it, and nobody can avoid it. And putting on all these permutations and combination, we find that birth, old age, disease, and death, these are the real problems of life. Just like all of us want to be youth. When in childhood we want to grow older, but when we are at the peak of youth, we don't want to go further. We don't want to grow because old age is not liked by anybody. And in the old age, what happens is, like in youth, we think that my eyesight is 20/20, I'm very strong, I'm athlete, I'm fast runner, spin bowler, But all that doesn't last for a long. In the short run, when the old age approaches, the skin starts wrinkling, the joint starts paining, eyes can't see things clearly, tongue can't taste clearly. Now you might be thinking, what is this going on? This is supposed to be TEDx talk. But this is the reality of life. The Shastras talk about, it dissects the entire picture of life and presents on the table. As it is said that sometimes the exploitation or the crime is so subtle that the victim is ignorant of it. Similarly, in the life, sometimes we are tormented, and the ongoing exploitation of the spirit soul is so subtle that it is not even noticed. So old age is approaching everyone, all of us. I remember when we travel in the traveling Sankirtan party, we go to every town and village trying to reawaken the Vedic wisdom of India. We were in a place called Bundi in Rajasthan, and there we had to stay in an old age home for a couple of days. We stay in some dharamshala or some temple, wedding hall, wherever we get a opportunity, sometimes petrol pumps, sometimes 3-star hotels, whatever Krishna arranges. So in one place we stayed in an old age home, and there a very old lady, she approached and she is told that, I don't know what kind of karma I have done. I give all my love to my sons. He made a lot of money, but at the end, he sent his father and mother to this old age home. Yeah, there are places called old age homes in the Bharatvarsh in India also, unfortunately today. So nobody wants old age, but the aging is forced upon everyone. So is this justice to the spirit soul? We are snatched of the right to live forever. Spirit soul is ever fresh, ever youthful, but that injustice is happening to the spirit soul. Similarly, after old age approaches death. Garuda Purana says that at the time of death, a person feels pain of 42,000 scorpions biting at a time. The person is full of trauma. He has to give up everything, whatever he has achieved. A lot of hard work done, so many degrees achieved, accomplishments, possessions, relatives, dear and near ones, they are all have to be abandoned. One has to go away. Seeing this anxiety of the person, to all the surrounding relatives, they have anxiety. Seeing them in anxious condition, the person feels even more pain. He can't express, he wants to express so many things, but his throat is choked with cough. The eyes are bulging out of pressure. In this traumatic situation, he just cannot do anything. He's helpless. I remember an incident. Once I had to take one of my colleagues, a devotee, a monk, to the hospital. It was a twin sharing bed room. And the patient next to us was gasping for air. He was making some all of a sudden running comes the son and the nurses, doctors. They are trying to figure out what's the problem. They couldn't figure out. Everybody's asking you, are you hungry? Did you spoil the bed? Are you thirsty? I said, no. Somebody detected that the mask was on, but the oxygen supply was off, the valve was off. Just the basic thing becomes so difficult to achieve at the time of death, and the person finally dies. So it is difficult. Alexander the Great, he said, my last will is, when I die, you do these 3 things. And that is, when I die, put my hands hanging out of the coffin. Strew and spread all the jewels, diamonds, and pearls on the road when my procession is taken. And let the best 4 doctors of the nation carry my dead body. So, the explanation given by Alexander the Great was that though I came empty-handed, and I'm going back empty-handed. Though I amassed so much of money, possessions, jewels, but I cannot take anything. I have to leave everything here. And though I had the best of the doctors at my disposal, but still they could not save my life. So everybody has to die. Not only death and old age, diseases. No need of description. Nobody thinks, nobody thinks like that. It is imposed on everyone. It is natural. No matter how much we try through technological advancement, but newer and newer diseases keep coming. We get medicine for one COVID, then the Omicron comes, and then Delta, and so many other variants keep coming. So that's the tormentation. So is this justice for the spirit soul? He wants to be healthy, but he's not allowed to. So it's not justice. And all these things start from birth. People say, happy birthday to you. Mind you, the birth is never happy, because the child comes out from the womb of mother crying. How can you expect that he's happy? The description given in the Srimad Bhagavatam 3rd canto, 30th chapter and 31st chapter mentions, also you may find in any embryology book of the world, that when the child is born, before that 9 months are terrible. It is 9 months of quarantine. The child is upside down, head is down, legs are up. The child has to do Sirshasan for 9 months altogether. It's tough. And the smearing objects are not so nice cosmetics. The child is smeared with blood, pus, urine, stool. These are the things. Obnoxious. But the tormentation is so subtle that the child cannot understand it, is not conscious of it. So is this justice for the spirit soul? Yes, there is justice, and that is law of karma. Our dignitaries today mentions about law of karma. In fact, it is universally being accepted now, law of karma. Law of karma is something that every action reaps equally opposite reaction. If I do something good, I get good reaction. If I do something bad, I get similarly bad reaction. So if we know the knowledge of law of karma, we can easily take the difficult situations in life. Though physical pain will not reduce, but we can handle the situation in a peaceful state of mind. I know one of our students, he's in Hyderabad and he has some stomach problem. He has tried best of the doctors in Ayurveda, in allopathy, and in homeopathy. But none of the doctors are able to diagnose what is the problem exactly. Somehow he has come across the philosophy of Gita, so he knows that fine, it is law of karma, fine, let's accept it. Though there is physical pain, but mentally he can handle it properly. So there is justice of law of karma. Secondly, when there is law of karma, that means the punishment which is given is a reminder that one has the impure desire to act unlawfully, break laws of God. Like people say, aaj signal tod diya. Red signal tha, phir maine signal tod diya. Well, you have not broken the signal, sir. Signal is still there. You have broken yourself against the signal. Fine padega. So it's that impure desire to act unlawfully and trying to enjoy, which binds that person, spirit soul, of the karmic bondage or karmic reaction. And because of that accrued karmic reactions, one is given the punishment. Everybody has to follow laws of God. In fact, people say that following laws is restriction. It's not restriction. It is more freedom. Like if we are driving, following the proper rules of traffic, we have freedom to drive anywhere. But if we break the laws, then our driving license is seized. And then we restrict our freedom of driving anywhere. So it's better to follow laws. And similarly, at the universal level, there are laws given by God, like mentioned in Srimad Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam. If we follow voluntarily, that's one option, and be happy. Alternatively, be forced by the government through police department and tortured, and then follow. Either way, one has to follow. Similarly, at the universal level, either we follow God's laws voluntarily, or be forced by the material nature, Durga Devi, Maya Devi, through these tribulations, be punished, and then come to the point of following the laws. So, when there is such punishment, the person who is undergoing problem thinks that yes, there has to be some solution. And when somebody gives us information that there is a law of karma, you are undergoing all these problems because of law of karma. So what can I do? Reform the mentality of unlawfully acting. Reform the mentality of breaking the laws. That can happen by certain reformation. And an easy way we can say it in ABCD formula. By following the laws and method given in Bhagavad Gita and accordingly practicing Bhakti Yoga. It's very easy. As in, now someone may say that Bhakti Yoga, this is not the right age. Well, Prahlad Maharaj, one of the greatest ideals, he started at the age of 5 years. We are too late already. So let's start wherever we are. Or Bhakti karne ke liye, it is not that chodo ghar baar chalo Haridwar. That's not needed. Anybody can do in any way of life. It might be a student, a lawyer, farmer, doctor, engineer, thief. Anybody can do Bhakti. A, B, C, D formula. A for association, B for book, C for chanting, and D for diet. A for association. It is said that a person is known by the company he keeps. Just hang around with 4 drunkards and you will become the 5th one. Just hang around with 4 successful businessmen, you will become the 5th one. Similarly, have association of the saintly people and the mentality. Now someone may say that, oh, I'm not sinful, but well, in minute quantity or larger quantity, a small Ravana, a small Hiranyakashipu exist within us, all of us. A small quantity or the larger quantity. How to reform that? Association. How saintly association? B for books. All the great leaders in the world are great readers. So read thought-provoking books like Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavad Gita. So A for association, B for books, C for chanting. Chanting has strong impact on our consciousness. There are various researches recently done at IIT Indore and one done at Florida University by Dr. David Wolf proves that the person's stress and anxiety level goes down. He improves in his concentration. And numerous more effects and benefits of chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And D for diet. A person is what he eats. You are what you eat. So if we eat tamasic, rajasic food, accordingly we'll develop our consciousness. But it is prescribed that we have sattvic food. And that too, if you offer it to God and then take it, technically called as prasad, that purifies our consciousness. Now, food has 3 ingredients. One is the gross ingredient, which we eat and reject next morning. Second is the nutritions, which are absorbed in the blood. And the third is the consciousness of the person who has cooked it. So if we apply this A, B, C, D formula in the life, A for association, B for books, C for chanting, and D for diet, we can transform ourselves, purify ourselves of the sinful tendency to unlawfully act. And with that transformed, purified mentality, we can be a good citizen in society, in the kingdom of God, and can live much happier life. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.